The time has come, ladies and gentlemen. SILAS is now here. Update 50 has arrived. So of course, first of all, let's spend the 5k monkey money and unlock this hero. Alright, that was a pretty cool animation. SILAS the Ice Shaper. So how are we going to showcase SILAS today, you might be wondering? Well, after doing some research, I think I found the best map for this new hero, and I'm going to show you why that is today. Let's hop right into it. We are on everyone's favorite map, Glacial Trail. That's a joke. No one likes this map, but it should be a good way to showcase SILAS just because I don't think SILAS gets frozen on this map. I heard that's the word on the street that SILAS doesn't get frozen on this map. And obviously ice towers don't get frozen. So if we're utilizing a SILAS-based strategy, it should work out pretty well. One other thing that you can probably see here is I started with a mortar in chimps mode. That's actually one of the changes Ninja Kiwi did. You can now mortar start, which is really interesting. So I feel like this is probably a decent starting option for this map, as there's just a lot of obstacle blockers. So having something with map wide range is kind of nice. And there's two great bends for the mortar. The plan is simple though. We want to get SILAS down as early as possible. 920 is kind of cheap for chimps mode for a hero. I think that's like middle of the road as far as hero prices go. I'm hoping I can save for SILAS with just a mortar though. Hope like not buying anything else. That would be ideal. Round 9 is going to give me problems, however. Alright, many attempts later, I have finally beaten round 9. Okay. That actually took a while to get the mortar targeting correct, especially because I think the mortar has like a good bit of RNG with where the explosions land if you don't buy the increased accuracy upgrade. Round 10 should be easy though. This is all just blue balloons. At least I'm hoping it's easy. A blue balloon snuck by. And we actually can afford SILAS this round too. Okay. Where do I want to have SILAS placed? Probably this location. It's either here or the front. We'll put it here. We'll put it in the back though. I wonder if placing SILAS like in this spot would have been more optimal. I think the way the projectiles fly would have been better in this spot, but the good thing about my spot is I think the Arctic wind is in a fantastic location. So there's a give and a take, obviously. Either way, we have to remember our mortar is going to get frozen either in round 15 or 16, and it freezes for 2 rounds, I'm pretty sure. So I need to place another tower to give us extra defense when the mortar is frozen. And I'd love to do an ice tower. The problem with this though is I feel like ice is not very strong unless you get the tier 3s. I'll just wait till the mortar gets frozen. We'll take down round 14 first. I'll have more options defensively then. We do have SILAS's first ability as well, which is helpful. We are actually defending, okay. And the mortar is frozen in round 15. How's SILAS doing alone? Let's use the ability. SILAS actually appears to be putting in a good amount of work here. I've got enough for a spike factory. Spike factory would be great. And I do go down. Okay, SILAS can't solo. I think I will decide on placing that spike factory, which will be in this location. All right. Let's use the ability. Does this defend? Yeah, it looks like we're good. Okay. And with this current setup, I'm hoping we can save for something like a cryo cannon. And maybe an icicles, which could be an impale later. Also, we got the ice walls in here too. That's another benefit of my SILAS placement. These ice walls are in a fantastic spot, right in this like intersection with the loop and the track. Okay, and when did I actually place SILAS? I think round 10, if I remember correctly, or round 11, which means SILAS would be frozen right now. So SILAS does not freeze on this map, as I was guessing. That's fantastic. Okay, round 22 has a bunch of white balloons. We will use SILAS's level 3 ability to help me out here. Now, that round wasn't too bad. We've got level 5 SILAS now, which means white balloons are less resistant to ice attacks. Okay, now the spike factory and my mortar are both frozen. Round 25. Can SILAS solo this round? Wait a second. Let's use SILAS level 3 ability now. Oh my gosh, SILAS just solos with the ice walls. Dude, these ice walls are insane. I'm not gonna lie. And just like that, we have spike factory back on our side. Round 28 lead balloons. I'm gonna target the mortar away because I'm pretty sure SILAS can pop these. Let's see. Yes, we're good. Okay, nice. All right, this might be the round I need to get more defense. Round 31's got a bunch of zebras and stuff. Even though SILAS can pop zebras, it's not a 100% chance. We're gonna try to use level 3 ability to help me out a little bit. And yeah, we die. But we have 5k saved up so far, which means I can get a bunch of different defensive towers. Unfortunately, there's no way I'm fitting a village anywhere here. I would have liked to go for some discounts. I think the most obvious option is probably just getting a cryo cannon, which can be built into an icicles and maybe even an impale later. That could be pretty solid. Is this the spot I want it though? Or is it better to have it like farther back because of how the blocking of this obstacle works? I think I want it right here. Yeah, and we'll get the top cross path on this too, so it can hit lead balloons for DDTs, and it just has camo detection. All right, how does this do against round 31? Even though it doesn't have a 100% chance of popping zebra balloons, it's still like 25 or 50% chance. It looks like we're completely fine. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Round 35. Okay. Let's try this again. Keep you on strong and use the ability off the rip. But I think the route I want to take this defense is building this into an icicle pill, of course, and building my spike factory into a perma-spike. Perma-spike is also another one of those towers that kind of cheats this map in a way because the spikes stay around even if the perma-spike's frozen. We died again though, so let's just buy icicles. Let's make it simple. And that is just gonna absolutely destroy every balloon. Yeah. Now this round's no problem. We have the level 7 ability available now, Frozen Cascade, which creates a shattering blast of ice. I'm not gonna use it yet, but I'm wondering if that'll allow me to beat the round 40 Moab with the little defense I currently have placed. I think there's a chance of it. Let's see here. Round 40. I'm going to first just do a test through and see how close we get to defending the mob without using any abilities. And it was actually pretty close. Okay. So I'm assuming with both abilities used, this shouldn't be too difficult. Use that ability. Actually, I might have used that too early. Use the other ability, and we absolutely wiped. Did I just one-shot those ceramics? Wait a second. And did you guys see that? The ceramics just instantly died. I wonder if that was from SILAS or the ice tower with some SILAS buffs. That was interesting. And we are hitting level 8 SILAS soon, which is the level where you get additional XP for having tier 3 ice towers on our side. Do I want to get another tier 3 ice tower? I'm not entirely sure. The reason why I'm not sure is because my initial plan with this run through was to see how much cash spare I could beat this map with, like how much cash remaining. And I feel like an extra tier 3 ice tower is not really necessary for my setup. I could get a second cryo cannon, but I don't think there's really much reason to do that. Plus, at the end of the day, we're on an expert map, so SILAS should be leveling up pretty quickly just due to that factor. I am going to upgrade the spike factory now, though. Let's get you all the way to deadly spikes. We'll keep it on set target here. The reason why I'm keeping it in this spot is because Moabs have a big hitbox, so the mob's going to come through, hit the spikes, pop into ceramics, but the ceramics aren't going to clear out the spike pile. Or at least that's my plan with the spikes. We'll see if it actually happens in reality on round 50. We also need to get white hot spikes for sure. Normally when I have spike factory, I actually skip out on white hot spikes just because I get an alk buff for it. And the alk buff allows the spike factory to pop lead balloons, or the AMD buff. But the thing is, since I'm going an ice-based strategy, I also need my spike factory to be able to pop frozen balloons. And an AMD buff does not allow for that, so white hot spikes is 100% a necessity here. I don't even need the spike factory for these rounds though. Literally SILAS and my icicles has soloed pretty much every single round so far. This mortar also is not necessary. It's done its job, which was just allowing me to start on this map. Round 50, let's see how we look against this Moab. If the spike factory does it's what I was talking about. And it looks like, yep, this is the combination, guys. If you want a black border glacial trail, following something similar to what I'm doing is 100% the play. At least in my opinion. SILAS just is making this map super easy. All right, couple Moabs here. Let's use SILAS's abilities. Okay, we actually just insta-killed that first Moab, which is pretty cool. And then Spike Factory helps you out for the second one. All right, Spike Factory is now frozen. Thankfully, though, we did build a decent bit of spikes before that point occurred. I'm wondering how long those spikes last. I know they don't last as long as the Perma-spike spikes, but I still think the Deadly Spike ones last a couple rounds from my memory. Round 55 is getting destroyed as well. We are getting close to saving up for the Impale. But if you guys remember, at level 13 SILAS, the tier 5 ice monkeys get cheaper. And since I'm trying to beat Chimps mode with the least amount of cash spent, it's going to be best for me to wait to build Impale up until I get level 13 SILAS, which is 100% my plan here. So yeah, I do have enough for Perma-spike. I could buy Perma-spike before I get Impale up, which isn't a bad idea. However, before I do that, I kind of just want to see how long our current setup will last. We have such a bare bones defensive setup, and it's like not struggling at all, which is kind of funny to me. All right, round 60, BFB. If any round takes us down, it's going to be these high tier blimps in my opinion. We'll target the mortar on it just to get a couple damage early. Oh, I have level 10 SILAS now too. Frozen burial ability, okay. Let's use all of Silas's abilities at once. Maybe that's the wrong order. Because level 3 makes you take extra damage based on remaining freeze time, I think you're supposed to use level 3... Or I guess I maybe use them in the right order. You're supposed to use level 3 ability after you use the other abilities, I'm pretty sure. Just so you freeze the mobs first, if that makes sense. Either way, we took down the BFB and it wasn't too bad. And how about round 63? This round can give me a run for my money, just with the big waves of ceramics. I'm curious as to how good Icicles is going to perform. And it looks like Icicles literally is soloing... Well, actually, maybe not. No, it does. Without any Silas abilities as well, which is insane. Now, if I use Silas ability, I'm sure it will make it much easier. Yep. Just even using one of them. Round 63 gets absolutely stopped in its tracks. Okay. How about round 64? The spike factory is now frozen. We're going to use Silas abilities this round for sure. Let's use them now. And it looks like those mobs are no problem. Let's go. It might be too early to say this, but I think Silas is definitely the best, like, chimp support hero in the game, at least from my understanding at this moment. The initial playthrough of Silas, he appeared very OP, and just this alone is also... Okay, 1 second. Round 65. Right when I'm glazing Silas like a donut, dude, we are struggling. Okay. I'm sure with some abilities used, I'll be fine here, though. It's because we don't have any spike power remaining. And we might have actually started this round with spike power remaining too, but there's that glitch in the game where the deadly spikes removes its pile if you retry the round. Okay. Come on. We're good against the first Moabs. These BFBs are gonna give me a run for my money though, aren't they? I honestly should have just got Perma-spike and made it simple for me. I think I'm screwed here. I'm gonna wait to use level 10, I think, until I get like level 7 back. Let's use it now. Ice Walls. Let's use that ability. Let's use this one. I might be able to defend that if I time the abilities better. So at this point, I ended up actually redoing my run and just buying the Perma-spike early this time around, so I didn't run into any complications with that. Because if I were to continue my previous run, I probably would have to buy a lot of weird, unnecessary defense just to get through the rounds that the deadly spikes was frozen. And I'm not trying to do all that. Either way, resuming the live commentary now. Alright guys, we are finally back to round 74 here. And yeah, this time we made sure to get the Perma-spike, so the rounds have been really easy. Hopefully round 75 is easy as well. We are also nearing that level 13 Silas, which is fantastic. Switched Silas's placement to the back and kind of moved around the ice tower as well. I don't know if these are more optimal placements, but I think they're pretty solid. And if I need to in the later rounds, I do have room for an Alk buff in here, which could Alk buff the Perma-spike and the Icicles. So I'll keep that in the back of my mind. Either way, round 75, very dense BFB round. I don't think this is too bad. I used some Silas abilities there too to help me out, and we are good. How about round 76? That's a lot of ceramics. Are they gonna regrow farm? That's my concern. No, not really. We're good. Oh, I did hit level 13 Silas, which means I can purchase the Icicle Impale for only 24.3k. Do I want to purchase that though? Or do I want to kind of see how long we can survive without the Icicle Impale? I think we'll see that first. We'll just kind of let the Perma-spike and Icicles combination carry us for a while, which this combination is actually really strong, especially with where I have the spikes targeted, because these spikes will clip the mob class layers, as I was talking about beforehand, and then the Icicles can clean up the insides with Silas pretty nicely, as shown there. How do we look against this ZMG here? One other difference I made is I also placed the spike factory on a different round. I think that's to my benefit because I made sure it's frozen on rounds that end with a 0 and a 1. That way the Perma-spike will be unfrozen on some of what I'd consider the most difficult rounds for probably my setup, which is like 96, 98, 95, the dense rounds, you know what I'm saying? I'm hoping we have enough of a spike pile here for the ZMG though. We should. Let's use these ice abilities after we popped it. Yes. And how are we looking? We are defending. Okay. Silas is level 14 now, which means ice monkeys create more orbiting ice fragments when they attack. And I've got 40k saved up, which means I could get an Icicle Impale and almost buy an entire second one if I wanted to. How do we look against the super ceramics though? That's the question of the day. Right now, I think we're doing decent. Let's use the Ice Wall ability once I get available. Yep. That ability definitely helps us out quite a bit. Ooh, the Perma-spike pile is thinning though. Another level 3 ability. Come on. Can I get this level 7 ability off in time? Ooh, I'm dead. Let's just get the impale up. Surely this round's easy with an impale, right? Let's see. We'll put the impale on last targeting as well. And we can use the ability. Oh yeah, dude, look at the impale go to work against these BFBs. And we'll use the other abilities too. It's looking like this round's no issue now for us. Impale is indeed cracked. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. And after that round, the Perma-spike is now unfrozen, so I doubt we'll have any issues for the next, like, 10 plus rounds. At least that's my hope. Let's use the ice abilities here and see how we do against these BFBs. Yeah, BFBs aren't a problem. Let's get a pop count check as well. Mortar's at 17k, Impale's at 300k. Spike factor is only at 58k, so honestly, we haven't been relying on the Perma-spike much. And SILAS doesn't have very many pops too. Okay. You would expect SILAS to get more pops, but again, I said this in my previous video. Even though SILAS isn't really getting many pops, that doesn't mean the hero is ineffective. Since the amount of support you get, the freezes you get, the abilities helping your ice tower damage, and making ice towers cheaper is extremely helpful in a game of chimps. I'm wondering though if it's better for me to target the Perma-spike farther back here now though. That way the Perma-spikes aren't taken out unless they're absolutely a necessity. Since now we have an impale, so we don't really need to like pop the mob class balloons for the icicles to deal with ceramics, for example, like I was doing beforehand. Alright, how do we look against 4 ZMGs? Can the icicle impale solo those with the SILAS abilities being used alongside? I'm gonna wait till they pop. Let's use the abilities now. Okay, how are we looking? It looks like, yeah, we aren't going to be able to solo them. Alright, so maybe the Icicle Impale is not as strong as I was saying. That does give me a little bit concerns to the future rounds, like round 98, how I'm going to do against that. But you've got to remember, we've barely spent any cash. I have 50k left over. If I were to complete this entire run with all the towers I currently have placed and nothing more, I think we'd end with like 105k spare or 104k spare, something ridiculous. Because of that, I can pretty comfortably like buy an Alk buff and some other things and still have a crazy cash spare, which most likely will be a necessity. We have reached level 16 SILAS, which makes the Rhyme Explosion do even more damage. I think that's Rhyme Explosion. Is that the level 7 ability? That's Frozen Cascade. I'm not sure what it means as Rhyme Explosion. I know SILAS puts Rhyme on the balloons, but do they explode when like the Rhyme comes off? Either way, in addition to that, the orbiting ice fragments do more damage to frozen balloons. That's one thing I did not talk about in my original video. If you look at my Icicle Impale, for example, there's these like ice shards orbiting it. That's what it's talking about. Those do more damage against frozen balloons with level 16 SILAS, which is pretty cool. How about round 90 DDTs? How do we look against these? Keeps on last. Oh, Impale is just a DDT killer. Let's go. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any chance I'm going to be able to get level 20 SILAS before this game ends. Even on an expert map, SILAS does not level up fast enough. I probably would be able to reach level 20 if I like spam tier 3 ice towers. However, that's kind of against the purpose of the video of spending the least amount of cash possible, so I did not do that. Round 91 looks pretty easy though. I think we can survive these rounds where the Perma-spike is stunned without much of a threat. Round 92, fortified mobs are starting to pierce cap my Impale a little bit, but we're looking to handle, yeah. And then we've got, what, that's like 6 CMGs to deal with? Okay, let's use these abilities early. I'm wondering if I can use the abilities more than once, how fast they come off cooldown. The level 3 I can probably use again, but the other 2 abilities don't really seem to. And also, the abilities have different cooldowns, all of them. Level 3 is the fastest, level 7's quite a bit slower, and then level 10 is the slowest by a big margin. Come on, level 7, yes. It looks like those ZMGs were not a problem for us. Nice. Level 18 should be a great help. I'm not sure when I'll reach that, but it makes the slowing aura around SILAS stronger. And then Rhyme Balloons also just take more damage. Round 94, let's use SILAS abilities here and see how we do. This is a very dense round. So if I can't deal with 94, there's no shot I'm dealing with 96 or 98. It looks like we're doing solid though. We actually separated the ZMGs too. I think that was from the ice walls. Can I get level 3 back, please? Yes. Okay. Hang on. Ice tower. Ice wall again. I can't tell how we're doing. It looks like we still have a decent sized spike pile. Alright, we're good. I've reached 75k spare as well, which is crazy for an expert level chimps map. Honestly though, this map does not belong in the expert category, especially with the release of SILAS. This should be in the advanced category for sure, at least in my opinion. Round 95 is looking to be pretty easy though, I'm hoping at least. First, I did not use the level 7 ability, which might have been a mistake. Honestly, we beat the round, but I'm gonna redo it real quick, because I think with some better ability timings and stuff, I can most likely keep a larger spike pile for 96. That's my plan at least. And I feel like we did better this time, but I'm not entirely sure. Maybe that was worse actually. I don't know. I'll take it though. At least we have these abilities somewhat off cooldown too. Round 96, this could make or break the run here. Let's see. Lucky for me, the Moabs actually kind of go in front of the BFBs quite a bit, so we have time to deal with every part of this round. And then the BFBs will go in front of the ZOMGs. Let's use the Ice Wall ability. That is a lot of BFBs, however. Kind of scary. Let's use level 3. Okay, what level is SILAS, by the way? Level 17. So we'll have level 18 probably in time for around 98, which is good. Maybe first target on the pale for a bit. Back to last, back to first. Is Spike Pile handling? It looks like it. Alrighty. Only ZOMGs remaining. We've got this. Let's use these abilities. I'm not going to use level 3 yet. Or level 7. Until now. Oh, that Spike Pile looks thin though. I'm not sure if we got this. It looks like I'm going to die against the ZOMGs. Please handle. Please handle. Impale. You can do it. You can do it, buddy. Yes. Oh my gosh, we survived. Alright, so round 97, this is a really important round too, because I want to stall out these ZOMGs as much as possible. That way we can have a big spike pile going into 98. So we use this ability first of all, just create some ice walls, and okay, that actually didn't really stall much, did it? And then we can use level 3 ability off the start. How is this stall looking? The ZOMGs are pretty much stuck in place, which is good for me. I wonder if I could in theory stall ceramics. One second, let's test that out. If I get a horned owl here, and then I merge these guys, I'm wondering if this horned owl can grab a ceramic and put it back to the start of the map. And the idea behind that is this round could drag out for a very long time, and then I hopefully have a big spike pile for 98 because of it. Does the horned owl tech work? Wait, let's get a glue gunner here. Okay. Yes. Just like this. Just like this. I honestly should have been doing this on some of the previous rounds too, but I'll take it. And now these ceramics should stay on the map for a very long time. This is a really good tech you can do with perma-spike strategies.
10 years later.
Okay, I think the stall has finally ended, but we have built a huge perma-spike pile. Now we're on round 98. Let's see if we can do this without spending any more cash. This is going to be a very difficult round to beat. I'm going to wait on my abilities till maybe now we use the wall ability, and then I can use level 3. I'm going to wait for the BFBs to get next to my ice tower and SILAS to use level 7 ability now. Okay. Alright, spike pile. I need you to go crazy here for me. I need that spike pile to handle so many blimps probably this round. There's no way Icicle Impale is going to deal with everything. So far, it looks like it's hanging on strong. This is good. Let's use the Ice Shards ability now. Okay. Level 3. Yes. Oh, it's about to die off. The spike pile is about to die. Man. Even with the stall, we still die. I think that means we just gotta spend more cash. There's no way around it. And I can't alch buff the Spike Factory or my Impale because I got a Beast Handler here, which probably was a mistake. Instead of an alch buff, let's go for an Unstable Concoction. This Unstable Concoction should get a ton of damage though, ideally. Yeah, it's already done 19k. It's great because like we just group up the blimps a ton with our defense. This Impale defense. Alright, how are we looking? This has done 45k damage in 1 round. That's solid. Level 3 ability. We still have a lot more to deal with, though. The ZOMGs are going to be the hardest part. The insides of the ZOMGs. Let's use level 10 ability when it comes off cooldown. Now. Yes. Okay, what's the damage at? 64k in 1 round. Only ZOMGs. Oh my gosh, we popped every ZOMG at once. That's not what I wanted at all. That's not what I wanted at all. I'm dead. I'm dead. Dang it. Alright, I think I'll need this for round 100 anyways. We're gonna go first strike on round 98. That's gonna help me out against like 1 or 2 ZOMGs with the ability. And then on top of that, we probably need to spend a little bit more cash. So let's go for just icicles. I've been stuck on this round for a very long time, so I just want to kind of get through it. I'm fine spending some money. First strike, that takes down 1 ZOMG. It actually did 26,000 total damage, so that's pretty solid. And I should be able to cycle another ability mid-round too. I'm kind of curious how much damage 1 icicles will do. It seems like it's doing a fair bit, when the abilities are going on at least, and we can use level 7 ability. The first strike's also going to help out a solid amount against ceramics with just a ballistic missile attack. Yeah, this has already done 26k. Oh my gosh, icicle is kind of cracked. Let's use level 3 ability. We're at, what, 33,000 pops? How many pops does it get from this? 10k? I'll take it. Icicles has 50k pops. Oh my gosh. From 1 round, guys, 60k pops. That's like more than the concoction had. And the icicle is like pops the balloons in a better manner than the concoction, in my opinion. Concoction pops them all at once, which just isn't good for the ice towers. Am I good here against the insides? Ice wall ability? We're fine. Okay. Yes, bring back the balloons. We want to stall this round as well. That actually worked brilliantly. I was worried that we would struggle, even with the first strike and the icicles, but icicles is like kind of insane with SILAS. But what I should do as well is actually place some spikes like in this location, so it clips the BAD. We're on round 99, but it won't clip the Moabs and DTs this round. At least that's my thought. Let's see. Level 3 ability. Let's use the other ability too. How are we looking against the DTs? It seems the DTs aren't a struggle for me, which is solid. Okay. And we can stall out 99 as well. Oh, and my spike factory is also frozen on this round. Okay. We're gonna wait to use the first strike till the BD is really weak. Icicle's got over 100k pops in 2 rounds though. That's like crazy. Use these abilities. How much damage is that against the BD? That's like half the HP. Is this even enough? Ice walls? Wait. Till now. And we've done it. Insta-Monkey Dartling Gunner. They actually added a new animation for the Insta-Monkey, which is cool too. Oh, and I almost had 80,000 spare. That would have been solid if I got 80k. I mean, there's definitely places I could have cut money. Don't get me wrong. But for a pretty chill, no pun intended, SILAS run, I think that's impressive. Either way, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below about the new hero. As always, tons of new SILAS content to come. So if you're excited for that, go to the shop real quick, put in creator support code MAHALIKPOPS. That would mean a lot to me. I'm back out though. Peace, guys. Have a good one.